I was going to wait a little bit longer before fully diving in on this, but I've talked about it on stream, tickling the subject here and there, with Elon Musk's weirdest lie so far about being a Path of Exile 2 top player. For as long as I can remember, Elon has always touted himself as basically a gaming god, where anytime he picks up the sticks, he becomes one of the best to ever do it. And he's been trying that with Path of Exile 2, puffing out his chest, popping his collar, letting people know that he has one of the top characters in the game. Which he does, except it's very clear from the live stream he did, it's not actually his character. He has one or a team of people that actually pilot this character, and they just give him permission to go on the account to flex it. It's not a hurricane machine conspiracy theory, it is beyond a shadow of a doubt true that Elon Musk does not play this game. His account that he showed is definitely not played by him. And it's very clear through the live stream, which we'll go through in a moment, because Quinn made a great video breaking it all down to show just how obvious it is.
So let's start off with some context. Elon Musk's character is currently level 97, aka rank 12 on hardcore, that's permanent death mode. Currently, what is their highest ranked player? They're level 97, same as Elon Musk. So, I mean, he effectively has been playing, pretty much just doing nothing except playing Path of Exile. So let's just go over some of the things that happened.
The reason I wanted to wait a little longer before diving into the spaghetti and meatballs of this is because I wanted to see Elon's response to it, because I know he's seen it. He is more addicted to social media than an Overwatch gooner. He is glued to this shit 24/7, so I am confident he is well aware that the entire gaming community is privy to his fraudulent claims of being one of the top Path of Exile players, and I just wanted to see how he would tackle that, because his responses are always glorious. It's always the most cringe shit imaginable, where he posts like an AI photo of himself as Iron Man. I am Irony Man. You call yourself the Joker, yet you can't take a joke. Ironic. And I wanted to see him do some garbage like that for this, but he hasn't yet, and I just really want to talk about it, because it is so clownish.
And he opens up his bank, and he goes to a tab called Elon's Maps, which immediately is a little bit of a red flag, because I don't know why you would refer to yourself in third person, but okay, he does that. He then proceeds to walk up to his map device and go to put a map in. The literal first thing you learn upon getting to the end game is how to operate this map device. You're going to start off at a node, and then from that node, you can go to adjacent connected maps. Now, Elon, he's trying to click.
Oh, he's trying to do the map that's not in the chain.
He's just clicking a map repeatedly, trying to access it. He was not eligible to enter that map.
I just want you guys to understand, this is one of the highest level hardcore characters in the game. He would have played thousands of maps at this point.
I don't know how many of you have ever subjected yourself to the torture of trying to watch an Elon Musk stream, but they are agonizing when he tries to stream a game, because it's like 30 minutes of actual nothing burgers where he will sit there AFK and all you get is just background noise. The banging of pans sounds like shit falling over. It's like listening to Legos exploding, and then he'll like occasionally talk and he's still doing nothing, and then maybe he'll do like briefly one map. Watching Snoop Dogg stream when he left and just left it running for like a day was more entertaining than trying to sit through an Elon Musk Twitter stream. They're fucking brutal. So Quinn, going through this, cut out a lot of that, and when he's actually trying to play the game, he doesn't know what he's doing. So what he's showing here is he has that tab called Elon's Maps, which is a weird thing to do, but he's a quirky guy. Maybe he refers to himself in the third person. You could maybe try and conjure up some kind of argument there, because he is just so peculiar as an individual that he would do that. But the big smoking gun in this intro is that he doesn't even know how to use the in-game map. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I'm not even to that point in the game, yet looking at that map, I can tell you what is and is not accessible just through the basic understanding of how games work. He is clicking on a grayed out node. He is repeatedly clicking on it, expecting something different to happen. It's fucking grayed out, goofball. You clearly can't go there yet. But he doesn't understand it.
Anyone who's level 97 is... And you know, we're talking one of the most efficient players in the game, period. There is no way you would do that. Why just like sitting there like some sort of geriatric old man clicking this node, expecting something to happen, and then he finally kind of gives up after a while and then realizes his mistake. We then get a look at his inventory. So Elon Musk is stuck going into the map and with full bags. If you're an efficient player, you're going to clear a map, you're going to loot the valuable items,
And sell the trash, keep the good stuff, salvage the bad stuff. Everyone knows that. It's not just being an efficient player, it's just being a player in general. Elon Musk goes into it with a full inventory. You don't have to be a Path of Exile player to know that that's pretty stupid. If you're playing a game that revolves around getting loot, why would you go in with no ability of collecting loot? It doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, you're Elon, who doesn't actually play the game and can't wrap his head around that concept that, having a full inventory kind of defeats the whole purpose. You'd want to get rid of your trash. Or if all of that is just treasure, just absolute beautiful loot you don't want to part with, you'd put it in your stash. You wouldn't take it into the map with you because you need the space in your inventory. That is like actual basics. And he's already failing on the most fundamental aspects of playing not only this game, but any games even similar to it. It's actually a rookie mistake that I myself was making when I was first starting this game, where I was just taking unnecessary shit with me. I didn't realize just how quick and easy it was to just go store it or sell it. You can just click a single button, it'll make a portal to the town, and you can just sell it and then go right back through that portal to where you were. You don't lose any time or anything. It's not a hassle or a chore, and it's something that once you start playing the game, you become privy to. But Elon Musk doesn't really play this game, it seems, yet somehow has one of the top accounts in the whole fucking hardcore space. How odd.
So what I'm doing here is just boosting my shield before battle via meditation. Meditation before battle is always good.
And he starts killing monsters. He starts obliterating monsters with his character. But what becomes obviously apparent...
Chaos Orb, no loot filter.
Is like, no, he's just running past Chaos Orbs! He just ran past the Chaos Orb!
Chaos Orbs are one of the most important currencies, and they're also really rare. I have about 140 Exalts. I have like 9 Chaos Orbs. Just so you guys understand.
This fucking goober doesn't even have the wherewithal to loot one of the most valuable currencies in the game with a Chaos Orb. So I'm 30 hours deep. I've seen one. I've seen one in 30 hours. And he just runs right by it. He doesn't know the game at all. The only thing he loots are completely meaningless waystones. They're not fully meaningless, but for where he's at in the game, it's not what you'd be prioritizing for loot. But the reason he's clicking the waystones is because those are what's highlighted. Meanwhile, Chaos Orb wasn't highlighted, so in Elon Musk's little caveman brain, not shiny, not need. So he just ignores it. He doesn't know the game.
It's unfathomable for someone to be in the top ranks without a loot filter. Yet Elon Musk, the god gamer, he doesn't play with a loot filter. The only thing Elon does pick up are maps, because the default in-game loot filter highlights those. Those things are worthless. The actual items of value that he should be picking up, that he would have had to pick up in order to get the gear, leave it on the ground. He gets to the boss, he's fighting the boss, and I want to say for about 10 seconds, he sits there and he's out of mana. Mana is a resource in this game where you need it in order to use your abilities. He just sits there, default attacking the boss without activating his mana flask. Anyone who's played the game and understands the character would understand, oh, I'm not doing any damage because I'm out of mana.
There's no explanation for him being bad at this character at this level. If he was the one that has been piloting it this whole journey, he would have mastered it. And what Quinn is pointing out is that he clearly hasn't. You can tell from his gameplay. When he's fighting this boss here, he is out of mana for an inexcusably long period of time. In Path of Exile 2, if you go out of mana, if you play League of Legends, you can immediately pop a mana flask and get it back to continue optimizing your DPS. He doesn't do that. His character is juiced out the wazoo, so he's able to get away with being so dog shit. But the fact that he doesn't pop his mana flask for 10 seconds is crazy to me. And anybody who plays the game. It's not him being some kind of chess master galaxy braining this where he's being frugal with his mana. Well, actually, I made a calculation that it would be suboptimal if I had popped one of my fucking 20 mana flasks at this moment, because you wouldn't understand. I'm one of the top players in the game. I'm thinking, well, 5 steps ahead of you. It's just him just being bad. It's him being bad at this character, because it's not really his character. Whoever is piloting this account behind the scenes and boosting it lets Elon go on and do these really easy maps where even when he's super shit, he can get away with being bad and not be punished for it.
He then goes on to loot items off the ground. He starts dragging them into his bag. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how painful that is to anyone who actually plays the game. And his bags are full, and he just keeps clicking it over and over and over again. Nobody, not even people who are kind of noobs at the game, do this. I don't even think Elon Musk has done the campaign, honestly.
I also don't think he's finished the campaign, and I'm going to go a step further. I don't think he has ever really played an ARPG to a high level at all, including Diablo. Nobody, I mean actually nobody, is going to drag their loot into their bag once they spend any amount of hours in Path of Exile or Diablo or anything. No one's going to be doing that. That is a mistake that only your grandpappy would make if you sat him down to play this game, where you just slowly drag in the loot. Nobody fucking does that. So I really question the authenticity of his claims of being one of the top Diablo players through his own sheer blood, sweat, tears, and elbow grease and cum. I think something similar has been happening for him on Diablo, where he has people behind the scenes playing the game for him, and then he just goes on occasionally to do a couple maps to flex on Twitter streams.
You're also an innovator there.
Yeah, I've played a lot of video games.
You think about like StarCraft, any game where a lot of people are playing. To rise to the top, you have to be exceptional, period, as a human being.
Yeah.
There has to be something exceptional about you.
Yeah.
Are you in the top 20 in the world or top 20 wow, in Diablo?
Yeah.
A ton of people are calling this into question now after watching the Path of Exile stream, because those are transferable skills. If you're really good at Diablo, you should at least be pretty good at Path of Exile. And he's just not. And he lacks the basic understanding of ARPG fundamentals. So how the fuck could he be one of the top Diablo players and be this clueless for Path of Exile? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute.
His settings on the map transparency are turned on by default. His life values are turned on. All these basic settings that anyone in the top 100 would do, he is not doing. Maps can effectively have different content on them, and that content will be signified by icons on the map. So it could be a map which has an expedition in it, a breach in it, or it could be corrupted. Elon starts looking through the atlas, and he finds a map with, I kid you not, 4 things on it.
There are 4 things there. So this one has a real risk of dying.
4 things. What are those things?
God, dude, 4 things. It's 4 things, dude.
You can't just write this off as him being lazy and trying to put it in layman's terms, because this stream of him flexing his Path of Exile 2 achievements isn't made for, you know, your uncle or something who's a big Elon meat swallower. This is like specifically catered to gamers. So it makes no sense that he would just write that off as just 4 things. And also, his settings make no sense for someone in the top 100. No loot filter and all of the basics still on. That's how I play. And I am nowhere near a top player in Path of Exile 2 at all. It doesn't work. That excuse of him just being lazy, it doesn't work. He could not achieve what he has in Path of Exile 2 with these settings and the way he approaches the game. It's clearly just not him that has got the character to this point. He doesn't know what those 4 things are, which is why he calls it that.
He then goes on to say, oh, kid you...
This is max difficulty on hardcore. If there's a way to get higher difficulty, I don't know what it is, but this is everything maxed out.
Path of Exile has boss fights and end-game bosses, which are quote-unquote difficult battles, which Elon actually did do in one of his streams, where he just went into the end-game boss and died repeatedly to it. Maps are just farming. You go into maps and you farm them for loot and experience. They're not the most difficult battles, and I don't know if he's trying to deceive people watching a stream into thinking that he's doing some insanely hard thing, whenever he's literally doing something you do to effectively grind or farm.
Listening to Elon talk about Path of Exile 2 is like listening to the out-of-touch writers in CSI, where they'd have things like, yeah, I have all the top scores in every MMORPG ever. I am elite noob slayer. Like, when they try and relate to gamers, that's Elon with Path of Exile 2. It's such a weird thing to lie about, because this isn't a cool thing to anyone that's not already playing Path of Exile 2, but anyone who plays the game would immediately recognize he's just making shit up and doesn't actually know what he's doing or saying. And it's just classic Elon. This is a max difficulty Turbo XL Super Arcade. In fact, I'm the only one that's unlocked this difficulty setting. And I just wish it was a little bit harder, because For someone of my intellect, it's just a bit beneath me, but yeah, this is maxed out difficulty on hardcore. You can see I'm breezing through it. I wish I could increase the difficulty a little bit just to stimulate myself a bit more, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just too good for it. Like, the way he talks about this game, while clearly being clueless on it, is actually infuriating. I can't fucking stand it.
And Elon Musk starts going over his gear.
This is a great staff, but it's only a level, 62 staff.
His weapon is, I kid you not, one of the best, if not the best staffs on the entire hardcore trade league. You cannot even buy it. Insane weapon.
Not only does Elon have a staff that you can't even buy, but it's so good that second best one, which is missing 2 of what makes a staff so powerful for an invoker, which is the crit and crit bonus, is still 20 divines, and that's obviously very expensive.
Here I am, like, level 95, but my staff is only level 62.
That is something that you learn pretty early on into the game, that the actual level of gear isn't the most important part about it. That's just the requirement to equip it. Quinn gave an example that one of the strongest, most meta builds at the moment uses a weapon that is level 1 requirement. A level 1. If Elon Musk had that on his stream, he would have probably blown a fucking gasket. He would have had a conniption, thinking that his boosters were doing a bad job. But they're doing such a good job that it has become blatantly obvious that Elon is not the one behind it at all. His weapon is nuts, yet he is fixated on it being level 62, thinking it's beneath him because he's a much higher level. He doesn't grasp the concept that it's not the level that makes the weapon good, it's all of the blue stuff there. You can't reach this point in the game without that basic understanding. You just can't. He's talking like he needs to upgrade his weapon soon. Like, yeah, I need to get myself a better weapon, one that reaches my potential at level 95. But for now, this is getting the job done. I'm able to do all of this with such a low-leveled weapon. It's fucking insanity.
My helmet is level 56.
Int, lightning, and chaos resist. Okay. It's only 56.
Amulet level 61. Ring is only level 48, 49. At least a level 75 jacket.
It's a jacket with 6 things. Yeah, tell us how bad the item that only drops from the highest difficulty of the hardest boss. Just tell us that it's only level 52. Did you find this at level 52? That's impressive.
Level 52 here.
They can only ever be level 52. Bro, Elon Musk is a fucking fraud, bro.
Pretty low level compared to my character level, but it seems to work pretty well. In softcore, you can get much better equipment.
Seems to work pretty well is an understatement. He is a fucking force of nature with this gear. He is beyond juiced. The actual pilots of this account have done an extraordinary job of making an absolute deity with this gear here. And yet Elon can't recognize that because he's not the one that did it. He only mentions the item's level, the least important part about items in the game. And once again, the excuse of, oh, he's just being lazy and he's trying to put it in layman's terms so people can understand. People know, like, level 62 versus level 95. Well, no, because that doesn't work because the 62 is extremely good regardless of him being level 95. He could be level 1000 and that level 62 weapon is still going to be fucking unbelievable. He just doesn't understand how the game works. He just doesn't. Like, if he didn't want to go into detail on everything for his gear during the stream, that's fine, but he is actively saying that the gear isn't really good because of its level, which is so false, it's laughable. That's why he is being giggled at by both Crip and Quinn during this, because he is beyond clueless as to what he's even looking at and what he's talking about. And from his gameplay, it seems he doesn't even really know how to play the game itself either. I would wager a guess he's maybe spent a couple of hours actually playing the game, but only, like, clearing maps. I don't think he has ever picked up a piece of fucking gear in his life or worked on a build or anything at all. I don't think he even knows how to use, like, skill gems or support gems or anything. I bet if you asked him to bring up, like, certain things, like explain why this gym is where it is, he would have no clue why. If he brought up his skill tree, he would have no idea what's even on it. And, like, if you asked him about trials, he would hit you with big fucking question marks or just ignore it and move on. He doesn't know the game. And he proved it with this live stream here. But the question needs to be asked, Why? Why even lie about this in the first place? Again, this isn't something cool to people who don't play Path of Exile, but anyone who plays Path of Exile is going to recognize that you're a fraud. This is not your account. If he was honest about it, saying like, hey, I tried Path of Exile, I really liked it, but I don't have time to grind it, so I paid people to grind it for me, I think people would have a little bit more respect for that, as opposed to him cosplaying as one of the top players, pretending he's the one actually putting in the work and doing it, when he's definitely not.
And if you needed any more proof that Elon is 100% boosted, he was playing the game today inside of maps, blasting, while simultaneously on a X space.
Yeah, RIP. So Elon's account, Percy, did die, and in hardcore that is permadeath. And I'm not sure if it was Elon that died on it, or if one of the people he paid to boost it made a mistake while grinding. I'm not sure. But I love the idea that it was Elon who bit the dust on it and bought the farm, because the people that actually put the hundreds of hours into getting this account so juiced out the wazoo are probably fucking furious. Like, they set Elon's maps aside, which are very easy maps for him to clear for the sake of flexing on Twitter with this account that they're actually putting the work into, and yet somehow this bumbling buffoon still finds a way to die on this overpowered character, just reverting all of their hard work to zero. It's just a beautiful thought, because they set aside easy maps for him. And maybe he got a little too big for his britches. Maybe what happened is he saw all the people, calling him out for obviously not playing this game. He's like, okay, I'll put on my big boy britches and I'll do some hard content, and immediately just gets fucking washed. Like, just actually rinsed. I'm very excited to learn how exactly this account perished, because I feel like he'd probably mention it, like, what happened? What went so wrong? But yeah, I wanted to talk about this a bit. It's such a weird, stupid thing to even lie about in the first place, and yet here he is, telling blatantly obvious fibs. He's got all the money in the world and all of the insecurity imaginable. He has this desperate, insatiable appetite for unconditional love from everyone, and in this pursuit makes everyone hate him through being just a lying cringelord. Like, this is such an unnecessary lie to even tell. He just wants to be viewed as the smartest person ever graced this fucking space rock that we live on, and the best at everything he even attempts to do, even when he's just not. He could have actually probably scored a ton of brownie points with gamers by saying, hey, Path of Exile 2 is a really good game, I'm learning it right now, watch me stream the early game content. And people probably would have actually really applauded that, because he's playing it on his own two legs here. He's playing and learning it, and that could have been a really easy way to relate to gamers. Like, hey, this game's great. I'm going to start learning to grind it. I'm not very good right now, but if you want to check out my early game, here's the stream. And I bet it would have been received far better than this dog shit. He is poorly playing an account that has never actually been piloted by him. But it's an account with a lot of prestige because it's so high ranked, and that is like the most appealing thing to Elon. It's just, it's nonsensical. He's so fucking cringe, it's crazy. That's about it. So yeah. Wow, what a crazy day, huh? No foreplay, we're just gonna get right into the actual meat here. So, there's been a big falling out between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I'm not sure all the particulars around it. I wasn't a little fly on the wall that observed everything that led to this crumbling relationship, but it is messy. Maybe Trump found out about Elon's stolen valor in Path of Exile. He said, you're a fraudulent Path of Exile player, scram, get out of here. I don't know. It was pretty shocking to see, considering that only like a month or two ago, Elon made this post about loving Donald Trump as much as a straight man could. And it really seemed like they had a really, like, bubbly relationship. They were always giddy around each other, like fucking frolicking through flowers, it seemed. And then out of nowhere, it just blows up like a fucking septic tank here. Now there's shit spewing everywhere. So it was, a relationship ended on not good terms. And it culminated with Donald Trump threatening to cut Elon Musk's government contracts. And that is when the dam really broke. Elon got out his best ketamine cocktail and hit the Thunderdome, the only arena he's ever known, Twitter, saying things like, without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. I can already just picture Elon at his desk doing one of these Such ingratitude. Like a 90s anime villain. And then he really rolled up his sleeves and said, "No more Mr. Nice Guy, bub." And he hit him with a big-time uh-oh spaghetti-o when he dropped this. Time to drop the really big bomb. At the real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. An absolute bomb. I haven't been this surprised since I was a freshman in high school playing in the Students vs. Parents Wiffle Ball tournament, and I was jogging to first base, and one of the dads hit me with like an E-Honda Level 3 Super. I mean, this guy clobbered my shit, and he sent me straight to the hospital with a broken wrist. This came out of nowhere. I don't think even Baba Vanga could have predicted this. It was stunning. It's a massive claim here, and it's one that also makes people raise an eyebrow at Elon Musk, because if it's true, then naturally people question, why would Elon Musk be all buddy-buddy, suckling the nipples of Trump's titties, knowing that he was on the Epstein flight list doing illegal, evil shit, if it's all true? Because he's now also retweeting things about Trump's link to Epstein, like this here with a party that Trump was at with Epstein in the 90s, or this about the times that he flew on Epstein's planes. And he puts his cringe fucking emojis every time. Half of his tweets are usually just like emoji reaction shits, but he's very clearly making the accusation directly, like in his own words, that Trump is on the Epstein flight logs, and that is the whole reason that he is prohibiting their release. And then he's retweeting these things with, like, raised eyebrow emojis, like, curious, interesting. He's retweeting this connection that he's showcasing here, and clearly making a statement about it. He's not just saying, like, Trump had a connection to Epstein, you know, he flew on these planes, but nothing happened, probably. He is clearly trying to say that something must have happened there, because he's using this as a way of attacking Trump. He even retweeted this from Ian Gobbles Dick for Miles Chong, saying that Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. He not only retweets it, but just agrees with it flat out, saying yes. This is crazy. And again, if this claim is true, and Elon Musk knew all about it, it's very odd that he would choose to work so closely with and be so friendly with somebody like that. Now, all of this led to today being a historic day for Cope. I swear to God, a century from now, the most grizzled, seasoned veteran Copeologists will look back on June 5th, 2025 as the biggest day of Cope in this nation's history. The amount of mental gymnastics and shit I've seen with people trying to explain what's actually happening here as like a 5D chess maneuver between Trump and Elon Musk is just pathetic. It would be comical if it wasn't so sad. I have seen so many posts speculating that all of this is a genius ploy, a ruse, in order to force the Epstein files to come out. Let that marinate for a moment. I really want you to stew with that thought process. Those are living, breathing people that actually think that. Why the fuck would that be their plan? Or anybody's plan for that matter? What a dog shit strategy. That is a worse idea than Concord. You're telling me that the President of the United States would willingly work with Elon Musk to have him be insinuated a pedophile in order to try and get the Epstein files to come out? Just stop for a minute. Just fucking put down the stupid pills. The President of the United States could 100% force these files to come out if he was felt so inclined to. He wouldn't need to be used like a fleshlight by Elon Musk publicly in order to raise awareness on the Epstein files and try and put pressure on their release. And it's not like the Epstein files were ever lacking awareness. That's like the number one thing every citizen in this country has wanted to be released since this happened. It has been a circus with this shit for years, even before Trump. Under Biden, too. These files will never see the light of day. They incriminate way too many powerful people on both sides of the political aisle. Like, 100%, I don't think they're ever coming out, and if they ever do, it's so hard to trust them now with how much they could have been tampered with over the years. Like, this is a stupid theory. The most plain and simple thing just unfolded in front of you. A relationship soured, and Elon felt Trump was attacking him, and he has proven that he is very much a strong proponent of revenge and trying to get even or fight back against someone he believes slighted him. He has done this many, many times in the past. For example, probably his most famous one was years ago with the cave situation where some people were trapped in a cave. Elon suggested using the submarine to help. A diver said that it wasn't going to be effective. They got into like an argument, and then Elon randomly called the diver a pedophile. Led to a lawsuit and everything, but the point is, he has proven that if he believes someone is like insulting him or belittling him, Elon will seek vengeance and like lash out against them. He has proven numerous times that he is going to retaliate if he feels that someone has insulted him, and now he's doing just that, something he's done millions of times in the past. I don't think there's any deeper layers to this onion. I don't think these are actually calculated galaxy brain maneuvers going on the back end with the two of them working together or anything like that. Now, I have read conflicting reports about, like, the Epstein files are actually coming out this time, which will be like the 300th song and dance we've had with this. So I guess we'll see if they actually do follow through this time, or if they're just going to drop the exact same files for the 30th remix. They have dropped the same Epstein shit, the same Epstein information, more times than Naughty Dog has dropped Last of Us remasters. Like, I'm expecting if they do actually do anything with the Epstein files, it'll be the same thing they've done multiple times before, but I guess we'll see. Either way, though, what a crazy day. This falling out between Elon Musk and Trump has been unbelievable. Like, actually unbelievable. And I wonder if Elon's going to continue just, like, tweeting out bombs like this. Like, he had so much access to, like, government information and shit. Like, is he just going to start leaking national secrets and all of that? Like, the amount that even just came out today was astonishing. Like, he was leaking more shit than my butt after eating anything with dairy in it. And I wondered, is he going to keep doing that? Or are tempers going to, like, I don't know, like, simmer down? Are they going to try and meet in the middle and, like, try and shake hands once again and not be on bad terms? Like, I do wonder, because he was deep in the government. He probably did have access to, like, very sensitive information. And he has just proven today, like, he is more than willing to just go on Twitter and just air some shit out. Again, they are just allegations right now. He hasn't proven anything about this, but still, crazy day for sure. That's really about it. See ya. I really didn't think Twitter would ever have a stupider idea than super follows, that paid monthly subscription to your favorite Twitter account. I thought that was going to be like the magnum opus of incompetence for the site, but Elon Musk took over now, and his neurons are working overtime. He's rubbing the Dogecoins in his brain together and creating some absolute insanity when it comes to bad ideas for monetization. So let's talk about his new $8 a month subscription for check marks on Twitter. Elon Musk has only been the head of it for like less than a week and is already proving me wrong. I said he wouldn't make like any change whatsoever. It'd say exactly the same. But dude is fucking cleaning house at the company and implementing some absolute brain-dead ideas. So I'm sure you guys all saw, he's looking to charge like $20 a month for verification. After Stephen King's like, nah, I'm out, he started haggling with Stephen King in this public embarrassment, like a humiliation fetish from Elon Musk. He's like, oh bro, but what about $8 a month? So now he's rolling with $8 a month. Here, actually, I'll just pull up the tweet so you can read it. He like starts groveling at Stephen King's feet. Like, no, what do you mean you're leaving? Yeah, we need to pay the bills somehow. Twitter cannot rely entirely on advertisers. How about $8? I don't know how he wasn't embarrassed posting that publicly. That's so shameless. But yeah, so that's the idea, charging $8 to keep the check mark, as well as opening it up to anyone who can pay $8 a month and have a check mark. Oh, here it is. Lords and peasant system, power to the people for $8 a month. So I think most people can sniff out some problems right away with the idea, and Elon Musk himself. So Rubius point this out. What happens when a random user pays $8, changes his display name to Elon Musk using your same profile pic, starts tweeting like you, verified checks exist so people know they follow the real person? He doesn't even address that, he just said it already happens, which he's just blatantly wrong about. There's currently, at least not from the last time I checked, which was 2 hours ago, there is no verified Elon Musk scamming accounts but there are people like impersonating him without the check mark. Whereas this can have verified scammers. But regardless, not even the biggest takeaway here. I think anyone who pays $8 for a check mark is an absolute certified fucking loser. It should only be used by like companies, maybe. I could see that like companies or businesses wanting it. Individuals, I think that shit is trash. Like, you are basically just begging to be bullied. Like, that's like an elevated chat, but on Twitter. That's just a -8 in every reply. I would not take a check mark from anyone seriously anymore. It would be too embarrassing. But yeah, his whole thing is like, it's going to... Actually, here, let me just pull it up instead of put words in his mouth. Here. You get priority in replies, mentions, and searches, which is essential to defeat spam and scams. Which I cannot believe he's that out of touch. This will only increase that because anyone can do it now. So now you can have verified scams, which are going to take priority in the replies and in the searches. I'm not paying $8 a month for the checkmark, I'll tell you right now. That is no shot. That is so dumb. It is more productive to burn your $8 a month. You are getting no value from it. So when that happens, there'll be like 1,000 moist criticals everywhere, and they will all be in the priority scamming people. So it's only going to increase that problem. And you don't even get an ad-free experience, you just get half as many ads. So imagine paying $8 a month for a stupid little Boy Scout badge and then still getting ads. How silly. This is like actual pay pig behavior where you just pay someone to get nothing in return except insults. $8 for a check mark. I see why he's doing it, because now he just paid $44 billion for this pile of shit, and there is no way it's making money, not even close, so he's just scrapping together every shitty idea to try and squeeze a little money into it. And he also has a problem right now where advertisers are pulling out. So not only is he losing all of his, like, members in the company, the employees that he's firing en masse, but the advertisers themselves are starting to pull out because they have no faith in Elon actually steering the ship. So he can't rely on them anymore, which he publicly admits to Stephen King. So he's just trying everything to make something back on this absolute massive shitpost that was so costly. Man made a $44 billion joke and is starting to regret it like a Darman video. This shit is super follows on crack. Oh, that is such a... I keep forgetting about super chats. Like, super chats is absolutely inviting wedgies into your life. If you are... sorry, super follows. Super follows invites, like, actual swirlies in the bathroom from the football team. If anyone sees that you are a super follower of someone on Twitch, you will never hear the end of it. You are going to be absolutely bullied on Twitter forever. So people don't do it. You never see super followers. Because you're paying for fucking nothing. And that is exactly what the checkmark's about to be with the $8 a month. It's so beautiful. I want to quickly explain super follows a bit more, since I'm aware that most of you probably don't even know what it is. It's a system Twitter rolled out where you can do a monthly paid subscription to your favorite Twitter accounts, and you get like a little badge that highlights you that you're a super follower publicly, so you can stand out in conversation, and you get bonus tweets. You probably haven't seen any super followers because no one uses it because it's downright embarrassing. This is just like going out in public and asking to be spit on. If someone sees you're a super follower on Twitter, good luck having anything you're talking about be taken seriously. And this is what I feel the checkmark will become with this new system if it goes into place. Because you're paying for nothing, and it publicly shows that you are wasting your money. So of course you're just going to be insulted for it, and I think that's going to be a deterrent for people buying it. Like, I just don't see why anyone would, when you don't get anything in return for it except for a public badge that lets people know you're wasting your money. Oh, to all complainers, please continue complaining, but it'll cost $8. Fucking epic. That's a fat own right there, noobs, from the mastermind of memes. Let that sink in. I mean, I wish he would have just shut it down. Maybe this is like a long-term play to like slowly wean people off of it, which would be pretty big brain. But it would have been better if he just like, yeah, I regret it, I'm shutting it down. That would have been fantastic. But now he's just gonna go out sad here with this one. Just a way to make money. Yeah, it's a desperate way of making money. One that I don't see going super well. The only people that are gonna use it are people that do it to troll or scam. Why the fuck is a normal person gonna care about having a check mark on their name? Yeah, I'm Biff Cheeseburger from North Baptist University. I want to be verified on Twitter. I'll pay $8 a month for it. I saw, like, even the Elon meat writers that pretty much support everything are kind of scratching their heads here. Because for $8 a month, you're getting nothing. You get priority in replies, yeehaw, so you can say L plus ratio quicker than most people and have it at the top. Like, you don't get anything out of that subscription. They keep comparing it to things like Netflix or Hulu subs, but think of all the content you get from anything else with a subscription. Fucking RuneScape, you get an entire thousands hours worth of gameplay. World of Warcraft, and then any streaming service ever. You get fucking tons of content. On Twitter, you get a check mark, you get a badge. It's worthless. Like, if it was a one-time payment, I could see some people doing it, but a subscription, a monthly subscription to have that, nobody's doing that, except for businesses, maybe. No shot. And you don't even get an ad-free experience, so it's even worse than, like, anything else, like, alternative. O.J. Simpson finally getting his checkmark. True! O.J. Simpson made that post to Elon. Now that Elon's got Twitter under his control, maybe now I can get verified. And he can for only $8. So we finally got the real OJ with that checkmark. You can be like O.J. Simpson on Twitter. Let's go. Fucking huge. So I can make fake government accounts for only $8. We were talking about this on the podcast, and someone in the chat made like a really fun suggestion of just impersonating foreign policy like higher ups, because you can do this infinitely, right? Even if you have to verify via photo ID and you get banned for impersonation, you can just do it again. You can just keep doing this over and over again and keep changing your handle to like anyone with a position of power and just going fucking hog wild. He said the $8 will help fund content creators. Is there any info on this? Oh yeah, he did say that. No, that just seems like buzzwords to get people more on his side because people love that kind of sentiment. I don't know how the fuck that's going to fund content creators on Twitter. Like, what the fuck is a Twitter content creator? Like, just anyone with a big following on Twitter? I think the payable verification at this point is meant to reduce bots and not meant to signify that an account belongs to a public figure. Yeah, but it's not going to stop anything with bots or scams or anything, because it's open to anyone. You can just pay $8 a month. It's just going to be a little costly to promote your scams, but you're going to get more out of it because it's going to fool more people because of the checkmark. And since it floats to the top of the replies now, and since it's going to be the first things that come up when you search things, scams are going to be much more prevalent. Assuming it goes as he has it stated so far. Maybe he has fail-safes in mind, but he certainly hasn't said that yet. How will this stop bots? Bots already exist now, and when you implement buying verification, you'll have the same bots plus easily verified bots. I don't know, like, he's not very in touch. It doesn't, like, I don't see how this stops spam or bots. It seems to me to only increase spam and scams, but I guess we'll see. Like, it doesn't seem to stop bots. The bots are still there, and now some of them can be verified. Elon Musk has done it again, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday was the grand unveiling of the new Cybertruck, fresh out of Dexter's laboratory. He made a big live performance showing off the truck, and man, it was fucking wild. Expectations were subverted harder than in Game of Thrones. The design is like nothing I've ever seen before. Let me just show you some clips from the unveiling.
So I present to you the Cybertruck.
Elon had this shit popping off like you were at an EDM rave. This was hype as fuck. I half expected The Undertaker to be coming out of that tunnel instead of the truck. This was like some WWE pyrotechnics display. This is the Super Bowl of truck announcements. I love that even the employees get out of the truck in costume. They have like these long future-looking trench coats on and shit. I have expected them to bust out into a choreographed dance routine to some type of theme song written for the Cybertruck by Skrillex. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I love the costuming. It's fucking great. Now, obviously, this whole event has drummed up a lot of attention online, mainly due to the peculiar design of the Cybertruck.
Doesn't look like anything else.
And he's not wrong, the Cybertruck looks like a lot of things, and none of them are a truck. The first thing I thought of when I saw it was Lara Croft's tits from the PlayStation 1 game. It's so goddamn pointy at the top, like you're driving around like a fucking paper sailboat. It just looks so low polygon, like as if you entered into a Halo game but the Warthog's textures haven't finished rendering, so it's just like this mess of polygons on your screen. I don't know why it's so goddamn pointy. I feel like you'd cut yourself just getting in and out of the vehicle. But to be honest, I actually kind of like how over-the-top goofy this looks. It's like you're driving around the spaceship from the old Atari Space Invaders game. I think there's a certain charm to it, but the rest of the performance here at the unveiling is spectacular, so let's continue.
It's a regular truck door. Really wind up and nail it.
So this was a demonstration of its armor capabilities in case you find yourself driving through a rough neighborhood of anti-vax moms who start trying to hunt you down with their sledgehammer. Ordinarily on a normal truck door, as you saw, it would dent it, kind of fuck it up a little bit. But if you're driving the Cybertruck through that area, they can't get through that shit with a sledgehammer.
What if we shot it? Let's shoot it.
Whoa, now you've gone too far, Elon. Shooting it with what, a fucking 50 caliber round? Phalanx gun? Railgun? Think it'd probably stand up to all of it. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually shoot it on stage, he doesn't execute it. I have expected him to pull out a Desert Eagle from his back pocket and just blast it, ricocheting the bullet off of the truck and hitting an audience member. If that did happen though, the audience member would probably consider it an honor to get shot by Elon Musk's Cybertruck. But unfortunately, he just shows video footage of what happens when they did shoot it in testing.
Nothing. Yeah, it's still doing it, I guess. Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
This was to compare the Cybertruck's glass to normal truck glass. The Cybertruck glass could withstand a goddamn space shuttle taking off right in front of it, and to demonstrate that, they're using this very heavy, dense steel ball and dropping it on the normal truck glass, which shattered. Well, not shattered, but it cracked. And using it on the Cybertruck glass where it didn't crack at all. So you had Danny Sexbang going up the ladder and dropping it on it, and you saw it didn't crack or anything. Very impressive stuff, but I would have done it a little differently. If I was in Elon Musk's shoes doing that, I would have had like a Cirque du Soleil juggler juggling those steel balls and then just dropping them one at a time onto the piece of glass. It would have been a really cool performance, and I think it would have added a lot more to the display.
Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard. It didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
Let's try the right.
Try that one? Really? Okay. Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through.
Unfortunately, that man's arm is just too strong. A professional pitcher throwing that steel ball at the glass, it never stood a chance. He could take down a fucking building with that. He's got like a little wrecking ball for an arm, and he's just throwing it at it. Yeah, there was no chance. So unfortunately, the glass cracked quite significantly, which wasn't in the script, but god damn it, Elon Musk's recovery was pretty solid. At least it didn't go through, so that's good. You're being hunted down by a major league pitcher with a steel ball in the Cybertruck. May fuck your glass up, but it ain't gonna take you down.
So you can see the truck.
This whole thing was so goddamn hype, I half expected that man to take off the helmet and it's Jeffrey Epstein underneath or something crazy like that, fucking Steve Jobs or something. But no, it's just a normal man. He was driving that ATV that looked like it was a huge paper cut hazard up into the bed to show that it can sustain big weight, stuff like that. And that's pretty much where the truck unveiling ends. I think the truck is super goofy, which makes it cool to me. And yeah, what a design. Elon Musk has done it again, baby. Fuck yeah. See ya. When I was growing up, I was an extremely religious kid. I stole my friend's Digimon cards in 4th grade and I never forgave myself. I was convinced I was going to be banished to the Shadow Realm, sent straight to hell. I knew that I had just broken one of the 10 commandments, but I couldn't, fight the demon that told me to take those Digimon cards. I thought the Lord was up in heaven wiggling his finger saying, no, Charles, enjoy your time with Lucifer for this. But then I remembered what I was always taught, that the Lord could forgive any sin, no matter how great. But now that I'm an adult, I've learned that that's just not the truth, because there is one sin that is unforgivable, and that's cringe. And nobody is more cringe than Elon Musk. Now, I know I've made quite a few videos about Twitter and Elon Musk over the last month or so, but that's just because there's been so much silliness going on with it. But people keep thinking I'm some mindless drone who hates on him blindly for no reason, and that's just not the truth. I always give credit where credit's due. I've talked about this on stream, but I'll mention it quickly in this video before getting into the actual meat of the topic. Elon Musk seems to have been taking a hardline stance against the open pedophiles that were using Twitter unimpeded for years. I read a report recently that he's banned thousands of accounts from these predators that were openly sharing explicit child materials on Twitter. Those accounts are now gone, and I think that is a wonderful, great thing that he's done. I never have any problem giving appreciation for good things done by people that I might not like. Like, I don't just assume everything that someone does is evil just because I'm not a huge fan of them. Now, getting on to today's topic. Elon Musk has embarrassed himself publicly yet again. He was invited on stage at Dave Chappelle's most recent comedy show and got booed. Extremely booed. It sounded like when Valve revealed Artifact at E3.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the richest man in the world.
There's so many boos, it sounds like a stock sound effect from a cartoon. I was surprised tomatoes weren't flying during this. Like, there are, of course, some cheers mixed in there, especially from, like, the cameraman and the people next to him, but the overwhelming amount of the noise is boos. And it's not surprising, regardless of what your political beliefs are, the question remains, why is Elon Musk at a comedy show? He's not a comedian, he's not even entertaining. Every interview he's ever done, every show he's ever been a part of, he completely lacks charisma and he just doesn't really tell jokes in general. Like on Twitter he tells jokes, but those are stolen from replies. I actually saw him do that in real time once on stream when we were just going through like some latest Twitter drama. He had literally taken the top reply to a tweet about Kathy Griffin being banned, saying, well, she was actually banned for impersonating a comedian. Elon Musk took that reply and then 30 minutes later said the exact same thing. Just stole it. He's like the Amy Schumer of Twitter. He also, of course, doesn't make his own memes, he just steals those too, so he's not exactly like an entertaining person. Why is he going to be like the guest at a Dave Chappelle show? Like, he's not going to go up there and tell jokes, and he clearly didn't have like a script or anything, because he really flounders here. Like, this was rough. This was brutal to listen to. I also don't think it helped that Dave Chappelle just introduced him as the richest man in the world. Like, what kind of response are you expecting there? Like, cheers like, oh, whoa, 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 he's got a lot of money, whoa, he's got a lot of money, wee, that's what I came here to see, a rich guy, and no comedy. Like, I don't know why that intro is supposed to get people hyped. Like, okay, he's the world's richest man. And what's he gonna do? Is he here to make us laugh, or is he just here to be like a circus freak? Like, wow, look at this guy, the world's richest man. Well, hey, why are you not applauding him for being rich?
Cheers and booze, I see. Elon. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I just don't get what the plan was here. Elon Musk doesn't say much of anything. He just kind of stands there awkwardly looking down sometimes like a kid at homecoming who didn't get a date. And then he says, hey, Dave, and that's it. He's like pretty much silent for most of this while Dave Chappelle desperately tries to ease the discomfort. It's just fucking weird.
Weren't expecting this, were you?
It sounds like some of them people you fired are in the audience. Hey, wait a minute. Those of you booing.
Dave Chappelle gets some laughs out of the crowd, hoping that they can then move on from this situation, but the damage is already done. They just go right back to booing. I don't know what his thought process was here, bringing Elon Musk out, as if that was like going to go over well. It's a comedy show and he is not entertaining. Like, set aside the political beliefs or anything of what the audience might disagree with Musk on. The fact of the matter is, the guy is just not entertaining. So why bring him out to a comedy show? Like, he's already come out here and now has killed the vibe of the entire atmosphere, like a cop showing up to a frat party to shut it down.
Tough road ahead, like sounds like. But you notice one thing, all these people are booing, and I'm just pointing out the obvious. They have terrible seats, and I understand. All coming from way up there.
This is when it gets super sad. Dave Chappelle starts fighting for Elon Musk's honor like a K-pop stan going to defend him in the comment section. So Dave's diving in front of all of the boos that are being tossed his way like he's deflecting bullets from the president. And he just shits on his own audience for not liking Elon Musk popping out here like a jump scare. He says that the majority of people booing are the ones that have terrible seats, thus implying it's poor people that are booing him. Like, what the fuck, man? That's just like a lame joke, like, in general. I understand that you're probably like a little panicked here and very uncomfortable with this situation because the guy that you invited up, your buddy, isn't being received well by your audience, but why are you shitting on them for it? It was a stupid idea to bring him out in general. Even if he wasn't like a controversial figure, if you just bring up someone that's not even associated with comedy, they're probably not going to be received well at a fucking comedy show. Like, it's just that simple. Like, he could have called up like, hey, everyone, and now introducing the world's best plumber. This guy's helped me with so many of my toilets. Like, okay, and why is he here? Like, why are we supposed to get excited for that? But at least in that hypothetical situation, the plumber has a chance of being, like, fun to listen to with jokes. Everyone already knows Elon Musk can't tell jokes, so there is literally nothing to even be remotely excited about other than, like, hey, he's got a lot of money. Like, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Dave, what should I say?
Don't say nothing.
Okay.
It'll only spoil the moment. Do you hear that sound, Elon? That's the sound of pending civil unrest.
Oh, that desperate Dave, what should I say? Oh my god, it's like in middle school when you're giving that class presentation, you're super nervous and you start freezing up. Oh, fuck me. Dave, fucking help, please. What should I say? Tell me what to say. Like, what a disaster. Now, we talked about this on the podcast, and Kaya made a good point. What should have happened here if they really wanted to integrate Musk into this, it should have been treated like a roast session. The guy is not good with, like, scripts or anything. Look no further than SNL when he fucking bombed on that. But you could treat it like a roast session where Dave Chappelle makes jokes about him, you know, all that, and Elon Musk takes it on the chin. It makes him look humble and like a good sport. But this is just a disaster. And speaking of disasters, the first two accounts that posted footage of this got deleted. Now, whether or not they were banned for sharing this embarrassing moment of Musk, or if they deleted the accounts themselves, there's no telling. But the first two accounts that posted this video are no longer on Twitter, which is a little weird. I'm going to hope they deleted it themselves and weren't banned for showing this video. Because if so, that would be a huge red flag on the enforcement of Twitter's policies, because this violates no rules. This is just showcasing a really embarrassing moment from Elon Musk and Dave Chappelle here. Like, that's not against the Twitter terms. There's no reason why that should lead to a ban. So I'm hoping that their accounts were just deleted, and that them being banned is just a conspiracy. But there's no telling. What is confirmed, though, is Elon Musk made this tweet about 2 or 3 hours after being booed off stage at Chappelle's performance. Now, whether or not this is in response to getting booed, I don't know for sure. But he said the woke mind virus is either defeated or nothing else matters. So he leaves the stage with tears in his eyes, his ego shattered, and then shortly after, this tweet comes up. I don't know if this was just weirdly timed pandering or if he's actually blaming woke people for getting booed off stage, but to me it feels like he really believes the only people that would boo him are woke people. My man, you were at a Dave Chappelle show. That is not a woke audience. You can't keep falling back on this woke boogeyman and just writing off people that don't like you as being plagued by wokeness. You went to a comedy show, you're not a comedian, and you're not entertaining. Of course that wasn't going to be received well in any universe. Oh, also, I think it's only fair I mention how the show actually wraps up. Elon Musk gets into a crouch position, makes a huge gesture, gets the mic and says, "I'm rich, bitch." And that's it. And he actually butchered that line, by the way. He delivered it like there was peanut butter all in his mouth, so he couldn't actually get all the words out properly. And then the music plays and they walk off. It was rough. This just goes to show you no amount of money in the world can prevent you from being cringe. That's about it. So yeah. Elon Musk is a worm I like to shoot spitballs and throw tomatoes at from time to time because he is a jaw-droppingly embarrassing specimen of pure cringe that it is impossible to fight the urge to clown on him. Yet, whenever I do, and whenever anyone mentions Elon in a less than flattering way, you will have the most unlovable Cro-Magnon swarm you, dogpiling like it's World War Z zombies, to try and defend Elon from whatever the slight criticism or jokes were about him. These gonad gobblers will always blow my mind because I don't understand this brain-off worship of Elon Musk. Everything they hype him up to be, he is the opposite. He is not cool. He generates AI images of himself where he's not like this meatball-shaped man. He is not for free speech like they like to hype him up as. He's not a champion of free speech by any means. In fact, I personally think he is someone that is firmly against it in almost every single instance. Like, he personally banned the word cis. He actively bans things that hurt his feelings, and today I think is a great example of that, and hopefully will be a mask-off moment for a lot of people, and open their eyes to the fact that this is not a guy who's for free speech and is not for you. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but do we even need to talk about the H-1B take? Like, come on. He's not looking to hire you. He doesn't want to know you. He doesn't want to employ you. He wants the cheapest labor, and he wants everyone to be constantly fondling his sack and being really, really nice to him because he's our special boy. It's so embarrassing. So, what I want to talk about today is what I think should be a very clear example of how Elon uses his power and where he actually stands on free speech. He is having a textbook crash out over gaming. Earlier this week, Quinn made a beautiful video that's breaking down the fact that Elon Musk is not the one who piloted his Path of Exile 2 account to the top of the leaderboard. It's not a conspiracy, it's not grasping at straws. When you finish that video, and I highly recommend you watch the whole video, it will be very clear, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Elon Musk was not the one who actually got the account to where it was. He instead gets permission from the boosters to play on it and flex it for his Twitter streams. He didn't know the very basic fundamentals of the game. However, I will say that his catastrophe of a stream, while trying to show how great he is at gaming, was enough to make me get back into grinding Path of Exile 2, because I've been slow rolling it for a while. I was still on cruel difficulty, but then watching Elon the bumbling buffoon try and play Path of Exile was like actual rage bait to get me to go back in and grind hard. So now I'm up to tier 3 waystones in the end game. It's so fucking fun. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, Elon Musk knew nothing about the game. It was very clear. And the big thing about it wasn't even that he had someone boosting his account for him. It's that he was just in this complete denial and trying to convince people that he is the best gamer alive. Like, this game's a little too easy. I'm on max difficulty, swagged out mode, and I'm just kind of breezing through it because I'm just that good at games, that kind of thing. It's his reluctance to just be honest about, like, hey guys, I like this game. I don't have time to grind it, so I paid these people to grind it for me so that way I can get to the end game and, play the content I want. It wouldn't have blown up to this degree. I still think that would have been a little silly, and people would have still absolutely made fun of him for it, but to a lesser degree. It just, what's the point? Why are you paying someone to boost your account? If you like the game, why not just play it on your own time, even if it's not that fast, and even if you're not top of the charts? But for Elon, the reason is because he wants everyone to view him as God's gift to humanity. So, like, I'm one of the best gamers. Check the stats. And he didn't achieve it. It wasn't him. And when Quinn made this video, it very much hurt Elon because the gamers that he's trying to appeal to were privy to the fact that he's not the gaming god he claims to be. And that damaged him. So I knew he was going to have a comical response, but I didn't expect it would be this absurd. To set the stage for what happens next, Asman and many others covered Quinn's video, as well as other people's content talking about how it was impossible that Elon was the one that actually played on that account because he is just dog shit and knows nothing about the game. Asman covered this. He talked about it, reacted to the video, and today, Elon went on Twitter and had this to say. Asman behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He is not his own man. He then leaked his DMs with Asman, where he said, this is Asman, I'm going to see if my editors might want to make a second account for it. And then Elon replies, sure. Who are these mysterious editors? He actually sounds like that news anchor. Who is this 4chan? Like, how can someone be this fucking out of touch and stupid? I will never cease to be shocked by the absolute idiot potion this guy seems to be boofing on the daily. Like, how? What do you mean, who are these mysterious editors? Do you not know what editors are? Holy shit. So then, Asman explains, 2 guys, links them, and then they basically run the entire YouTube account, lol. So basically any content I post is edited or uploaded by them, and they can just get a cut of the ad rev. It's a super good system, to be honest. Almost everyone on YouTube does it. And then there's a community note there, which says what should be obvious to anyone with a functioning frontal lobe. Elon Musk seems to think Asmongold is an employee with editors overseeing him. That's incorrect. Asmongold's editors are actually his employees. They upload his content for a revenue share. They don't control what he does. And then Elon Musk proceeds to take away Asmongold's checkmark on Twitter. You remember that thing Elon was like really adamant about, you know, how checkmarks were kind of like weaponized? Hey, Elon, you're doing that. So the free speech guy, you're taking away his checkmark because he hurt your feelings, fundamentally shadow banning him, because without a checkmark, his replies and his engagement go way down and you won't really see it anymore. You're shadow banning someone who hurt your feelings. Elon is just that fucking sensitive. In fact, sensitive doesn't even really cover it. Like, my cock gets sensitive when it gets sucked for too long. I'm like, ooh. But, like, that's sensitive. Elon has reached a new level of sensitivity I did not think was even achievable by a human being. It is just fucking flabbergasted by how soft he is. He has all the money in the world, but is beyond insecure to the point that I can't believe he's a real person. This has to be some kind of, like, Android protocol that's been sent from space, from, like, space Redditors, in order to see, like, the limits of cringe that can be pushed. Come on! He's talking about editors, and then saying Asman needs his editor's permission to post things. He lacks the fundamental understanding not only of Path of Exile 2, but of life. Like, of living as a sentient being. How can you even reach that conclusion? I mean, I know how he reached that conclusion, because he is a turbo moron who can't, like, activate neurons and think. So he saw the word editor and made the assumption that it's like the editors that will oversee someone's work in the journalism sector. And he gets these dots, these breadcrumbs that he starts connecting from out of fucking nowhere about how, well, Asman is actually just a pawn of his editors. That's not just wrong, that is just blatant misinformation. He is actively engaging in misinformation, making it seem like Asman has a puppet master above him, these editors, that he has to answer to. And then he abuses his power to take away his checkmark. He is actively doing all of the things he says he is super against, and all of the people say that he hates and will never do. He does it. I don't see how a single Elon Musk nipple-suckling leech could see this and conjure up some kind of excuse for it. There's no mental gymnastics that could possibly exist to justify this behavior. It's the epitome of everything people hate. It's cringe. It's sensitive. It's an abuse of power. His feelings got hurt, so he used his power as the fucking chief general of Twitter to take away his checkmark because he hurt his feelings. And then he goes on to leak DMs. How could you possibly look at that and be like, no, that makes sense. Elon was in the right here. Like, let's say you just love Elon. You know what? I'm not your dad. You can like whoever you want, like whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. But why do you have to like something and then love everything they ever do? Why can't you be more receptive to, like, you know, I really like Elon, but this was a bad look. I didn't like what he did here. I think this was pretty embarrassing. That's called being normal. For some reason, people just can't be normal anymore. If you like something, you have to be obsessed with it. You have to fucking love it. You have to be, like, snorting that drug constantly and shut out and hate everyone who pokes holes in it. It's so weird. I don't know why people want to live their life this way. They just want like the black and white. Elon good. Anyone who said Elon not good, they're bad. Elon good. I don't know why people want that. No one likes to think anymore, and with the way the internet's gone, you don't have to think anymore. You can just wait for tweets to tell you what to think, or even chat GPT to tell you what to think. I guess it's just easier to live your life on like drooling autopilot mode. But I would argue that you are doing yourself a huge disservice in life if you just live this way, where even if you really like Elon, whatever, why not just be receptive to the idea that he's not infallible? Maybe he does make mistakes. Maybe he is cringe sometimes. And you can acknowledge that, recognize that, and then at the end of the day, still like him if you want. It just doesn't compute with me. And of course, it's not exclusive to Elon. It's a very normal thing now all of a sudden where if you like something or like someone, anything that is brought up that's negative about it is like the end of the world to you, and then you spend hours a day arguing with bots on Twitter about it and defending the thing you like. I just don't get it. Elon Musk, I think, is just the best example of this phenomenon because his fan base does PR for him as if it's their actual job. Like, they are professional PR drones for Elon that he doesn't even have to pay, because they are in the trenches every single minute of every single day, suckling on him, arguing on his behalf, shutting down any criticisms against him. It's just so embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as Elon himself. So yeah, anyway, I had to talk about this. Because what an incredible response from Elon to just take away Asmon's check mark and then leak his DMs where he completely misunderstands that editors aren't like his overseers. It's so, oh my god. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. See ya. When it comes to making predictions, I'm wrong more often than a March Madness bracket. If I was a meteorologist, they would have me publicly executed at the town square while people throw tomatoes at me because I would legitimately never predict the weather correctly. And I almost think that that's more impressive, the fact that I can't even accidentally get a prediction right. But that doesn't mean that I don't like to keep trying, so that's what I'm doing today. I may be 0 for 100 on predictions, but we're about to change that. The curse will be lifted. Statistically, you gotta get one right eventually, and this is my one. I know for a fact Elon Musk will never fight Mark Zuckerberg in a real fight. Now, maybe they get together in the octagon and play a game of patty cake or a little slap boxing with headgear like it's straight out of SpongeBob karate episode or something, but they will never actually have a fight. For those that don't know, for the last couple months, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg has been posturing that they're going to fight each other, like in a legitimate fight. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I think this is all just publicity and attention because Elon Musk loves attention. He feeds on that more than a plant feeds on sunlight. Elon Musk photosynthesizes attention the same way plants do. It's how he lives. So I think that's the actual motivation here, is just to keep his name in people's mouths. Because there is no way he has ever thrown a punch in his life. His body is built like a tub of mayonnaise. It looks like he's smuggling 6 bowling balls in his torso. I don't think his confusing body geometry would even allow for him to throw a punch. It'd be like trying to stretch a wet spaghetti noodle. There's no way he's ever trained, nor ever even thrown a punch at a punching bag, I don't think. So this would just be a ridiculous fight to take because Mark Zuckerberg, the fucking goofy soulless android straight out of Skynet, actively trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and actually just won a gold and silver medal in a Jiu-Jitsu tournament a month ago. Which initially that headline didn't impress me because I just assumed Zuckerbot went in there, opened his wallet and paid everyone to just throw against him so he could feel good about himself. But there's footage of the event and he is pretty solid. He is actually pretty talented. It's clear he takes it seriously. He's also just been training with experts as well to become better at it. So this is something that he's serious about. Meanwhile, the only thing Elon Musk is serious about is shit tier memes. Like the crustiest, dankest memes ever that no one can even ironically laugh at. If this was a fighting game, Elon Musk would be in the unusable below F tier ranking. Meanwhile, Zuckerberg would be like C tier. So there's just no chance. Like, there's literally no chance Elon Musk would win this fight, and he knows it. Mark Zuckerberg would smoke his meat. Mark Zuckerberg would rip his fucking tongue out and lick his ass with it. Like, Elon Musk would truly get brutalized, I think. Even though Elon Musk definitely has some size on him, it doesn't matter, because there's no way Elon Musk can use his size unless he tries to do some kind of weird forbidden jutsu where he like oils himself up to get real slippery and like slides around and attacks him like that. Like, I don't know what else he could possibly do, because he doesn't train. He hasn't trained, and he won't train. So he's already planted the seeds of doubt. He made a tweet not too long ago talking about how he might need back surgery. So he's already like alluding to some excuses he could use to get out of this fight to weasel his way out. So I just don't see this fight happening. I really don't see this fight happening at all. But it hasn't stopped the hype train. Elon Musk keeps talking about how it's definitely going to happen, and he even makes like these bold claims about where it's happening and when. Meanwhile, Zuck on Threads, and also, God rest the soul of Threads, that didn't make it more than a month before it died. What a tragically fast demise that platform had. I don't know anyone that still uses Threads except for Zuck now. That's just like his quarantine zone, his containment unit. He just goes in there and speaks, and that's the only thing left on Threads. But anyway, Zuck made this post in response to all of the posts Elon had made about how the fight's, coming up pretty soon. Zuck said, "I love this sport and I've been ready to fight since the day Elon challenged me. If he ever agrees on an actual date, you'll hear it from me. Until then, please assume anything he says has not been agreed on." Which I 100% believe Mark Zuckerberg here, because Elon Musk does nothing but make false promises and just make shit up. Like, the way Elon Musk talks about it, you'd think the fight's happening this weekend. But meanwhile, there's not a single date that's been agreed upon or anything like that. So, there's nothing confirmed here. It is still just a bunch of brouhaha, but I don't think it's ever happening. But it doesn't stop Elon Musk from puffing out his grotesque chest. He keeps making statements like this. So this was in response to Mark Zuckerberg saying, just take everything he says with a grain of salt, but I'm ready to fight whenever. Elon Musk said, "If Zuck wants my tongue," I guess. I don't really know what this emoji's supposed to mean. And now it just seems like he's more flirting than anything. So I'm having a hard time deducing these hieroglyphics here. I don't know why he's using that emoji in this fight context, but whatever. If Zuck wants my tongue, really wants a lesson in why there are weight categories in fighting so badly, I could just head over to his house next week and teach him a lesson he won't soon forget. Elon is legitimately a 14-year-old on Xbox Live trapped in the body of a 50-year-old grown man. It is incredible. Like, this is actual old Call of Duty lobby energy here. Elon would never actually fight Zuckerberg. That's what I truly believe. If he did, that would not go well, I imagine. I really do think Mark Zuckerberg would fuck him up. I really think Zuckerberg's got psychopath energy. That man's probably got so much pent-up rage from the colossal historic failure of the metaverse that this man is just looking for an excuse. And Elon Musk might be that excuse. I think he would just absolutely destroy in this billionaire beatdown against Musk. But once again, I don't think we'll ever know for sure, because it's not going to happen. That is my prediction. I wanted to put it out here because sometimes I like to get my predictions out, and so far every single time they've been wrong. Many of you may remember I made a video talking about Halo Infinite not being real. I made that video like 4 years ago or something when they first showed like the early trailer, then a year went by and they didn't show anything else, and then like 6 months went by and they showed like actual pre-alpha level footage, and I proclaimed that the game is probably not real and even close to being released. But then it came out like a year and a half later, so it looked like they did have it cooking in the oven. And unfortunately, you know how the story goes, they served it raw. It was missing like half of the game's overall content it was supposed to have, and then it remained in a completely barren wasteland of a state where they weren't adding or changing anything about it, and then they eventually just canceled a lot of the components. And well, it's actually a very sad story, the post-release of Halo Infinite. Good news though on that front, they're getting it together. Halo Infinite's made quite a few new updates that are actually pretty well received. I haven't personally tried them myself, but they do seem like quality updates. They finally got Forge in the game, like 2 years late, but they got it. Like, baby steps, damn it. They finally started adding some shit to the game, finally starting to turn it around. Maybe too little too late, but the point is, I'm way off topic now. Point is, they did at least start making improvements there. But I did make the prediction that it wasn't even real, which I was wrong about, and that to tie it all back to what I was saying. Point is, I'm bad at predictions. I usually get them wrong. This one I am very, very confident on. I don't think there is a world where Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk have a legitimate fight against each other. I do think there is a chance that they'll have some kind of really embarrassing, silly show match where it's clear that it's not a real fight, it's just some kind of scripted mess, or some kind of very haphazardly thrown together disaster where neither person is really fighting. It's just like they're toying with each other and pretending it's a fight. Like, I'm talking CW level choreography of a fight. Like, I don't think they'll ever have a real one, but I do think there's a chance they'll have a fake fight against each other, just to try and capitalize off the hype. But anyway, just wanted to get that out there. That's really about it. So yeah. Let me go ahead and ease your worry. Don't panic. I haven't fallen off the wagon. I'm not back to the addiction of clowning on Twitter / Elon Musk and a lot of the unbelievable cringe that he indulges in. That's not the purpose of the video today. I know I've made a lot of videos about that platform, X, formerly known as Twitter, which no one calls it X for good reason. It's an absolutely atrocious name. I'm already getting off on a tangent here because they're making fun of Twitter is more addictive than heroin and Magic the Gathering card collecting. Like, there's just something about it. It just feels so good to insult, to spit on it. But, again, that's not what I'm doing today. So don't worry, I made you a solemn vow, a promise, that I wouldn't just keep making fun of that platform. I want to talk about what they're trying to do right now with streaming because I legitimately do think it is a good thing. But we are still going to sprinkle on some seasoning here of some insults because the very first test stream for Elon Musk on Twitter did not go overly well. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, Elon Musk has been making a big hoopla about making Twitter a strong streaming platform. He really wants it to be this all-encompassing hub for content to keep you hooked like cigarettes. So it'll have a little bit of everything, and that includes gaming streams. So in order to test it, he went live last night to do some Diablo 4 runs. And boy howdy, it didn't go swimmingly, I'd say. I got to watch most of it unfold live on stream last night with Matt and Danny, and it was a confusing mess of a stream, but I do think the idea of bringing streaming to Twitter is a solid idea. I have long been an outspoken advocate for competition, and in the streaming space, it's been mainly dominated by Twitch for a long time. Of course, they've been floundering a little bit here. Unfortunately, SpongeBob has been whipping up some nasty patties of some ideas at the Twitch headquarters, so they haven't been really crushing it at the top, which has led to the rise of other competitors that are legitimately popping off. Like, they're not nearly to Twitch's level, but they are competitive in the market. So things like Kick, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, not so much. Facebook is a place where streaming goes to die. That's just kind of like a sad, pathetic joke of a streaming platform, but it does exist and it does pull some numbers. Point is, streaming has become far more competitive over the last couple of years, and now Twitter is looking to have a strong streaming competitor as well. And overall, I just think it's a good thing because as more competition arises, it forces all of the other platforms to improve. So mainly YouTube and Twitch, which are the two biggest. If there's more competition out there, there's more reason for them to improve their service. So overall, competition is always the best thing for consumers. So even though the first stream was rocky and Elon Musk is the furthest thing from a streamer, it at least is a proof of concept that shows that they do want to actually make streaming prevalent on the site, which again, I think is helpful to the entire streaming ecosystem because then the top dogs can't just endlessly coast and, stagnate and refuse to improve their platform. They'll need to, hopefully, assuming Twitter becomes a legitimate competitor with streaming. So let's go ahead and take a look at how Elon's first stream unfolded because it's a bit of a head scratcher.
The candle's the size of him.
That is a massive candle. That looks like something out of Dark Souls.
What is that?
That's cool. I kind of want one.
That's like...
We're going to watch his house burn down in real time.
He, told his assistant he wanted a candle, and they were like, how much should it cost? And he was like, I don't know, $45,000. Like, okay.
How much do candles go for? Like $400? I just make sure you get enough. Breathing directly into the mic now.
Yep. 5-foot candle. Let's see.
He's actively trying to suck all the oxygen out of the room.
God damn, these are big.
This looks like a satanic ritual room.
It really does.
There's nothing on the walls. It's just empty with a giant candle.
He's really breathing into that mic.
He fixed the flicker, though, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the flicker is not fixed. It was just in the pause screen. Yeah.
It's back.
Where is chat on Twitter streaming?
I'm watching on my phone. If you just go vertical, you can see it at the bottom, but it's off. Chat is off.
Oh, it's off. Oh, he turned chat off?
Yeah, he's a coward.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't want to get bullied. That's like his worst nightmare. Why is he streaming this right now?
I don't know.
Why is he doing this?
How tall is a standard desk on a table? It definitely is not. It's 100% not on a table. You can see it right now.
Table. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes all the way to the ground. And then the question is there a mirror behind him, or is there a second massive
He's got rooms of candles.
God. When there's not a flashbang on his face, this actually looks like Dark and Darker.
It looks so demonic.
It's dungeon-esque.
Somebody said with the lights on, homie, he looks like he's in the presence of a deity.
Just watch a YouTube tutorial, Elon. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, please. Do anything. The first thing everybody yells is turn off VSync. Try that. Or turn it on.
I think it's just his OBS settings. He just said OBS, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just the settings.
I just wonder why it's not happening in menu.
That's okay, I guess.
Oh, good question.
That shit is so bad.
See, like, it's not even on his inventory. It's just the game.
Good point.
It's weird. Elon, give me in there.
You know what he probably did? He probably set his bitrate to like 40,000 or some shit.
Oh, so I can't handle.
Yeah, so now it's kind of cooking it.
So I'll like just look at the replies to the live post and just occasionally
Sir.
What was that statement? What the fuck?
That was not a complete sentence. What was that?
It sounded like he casted a spell.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be a speed run, right?
I don't know.
I think that's what he was advertising.
Oh my god. I just got fragged by a blood blister.
Wow. Well then, the first mob. What a speed run.
Oh, his name is I Will Never Die.
There we go. Now he's moving. There we go. He had to get the wiggles out.
Yeah, it's his first time live streaming. He's got a big audience. He was nervous.
Yeah. And since it's dark in here, you can't even see the flickering that much.
That's true.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, wow.
That would have been awful if you died back-to-back times on this one mob.
This might be a bit of a grind.
All in all, the stream lasted about 40 minutes. It was a tech test. At the end, he was talking about how there's a lot to improve, but overall was just kind of working the bugs out. Now, he himself isn't the most amazing streamer. There was no chat, so he couldn't interact with anyone or anything, and he didn't really make any conversation on his own or even really talk. Most of the first 20 minutes was spent with him face down, buried in his phone. Like, he looked like me back in high school at prom, just like on the side of the wall, like just looking at my phone and nothing else. Like, it was just really insufferably boring just watching him struggle in Diablo and then not say anything at all, just kind of stare blankly at it and occasionally go, and that was about it. But he doesn't claim to be a good streamer, right? He's not out here trying to start his streaming career or anything. This really seemed like it was supposed to be a tech test. I just wish he had at least done the bare minimum beforehand to just make sure that he got his settings correct, because you could have probably found that flicker through just recording before going live and could have fixed it, because that was just unwatchable. That flicker was legitimately giving me a headache. And I'm not even like sensitive to that kind of stuff, but it was just so aggressive, like it was just making me disoriented. And you could have probably massaged that issue out before ever going live. Like, I don't think that just spontaneously happened when he clicked start stream. He probably could have figured it out through just a recording. But other than that, I do legitimately think it is a good idea for Twitter to offer streaming, just because I do like when there's more competition in the space. And since we've seen so many other streaming platforms that are performing well, it shows that there is room in the market for more competitors, which again just makes the entire industry more competitive, which makes everything better, because they have to be better in order to stay competitive. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit. I guess we'll see where streaming's at in a year from now on Twitter. Maybe they never actually get it together or make it super functional or super great, or maybe they do and it becomes a legitimate competitor in the industry. We'll see. That's about it. See ya.